Welcome to Hot Takes and Beer Breaks.
We were over-intoxicated and under-informed.
We're just three dudes talking news and drinking booze.
I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Justin.
All right, so have you ever heard of a king cone?
Why, John? Why would you ask about it?
Well, because I was talking to a friend of ours. He's a listener to the podcast. And he was like, I'm getting a king cone. And I'm like, what's a king cone? And then he described it to me. I'm like, do you mean a drumstick? And he was like, no, king cone. And then I looked it up. And like a king cone, I guess, is an off-brand drumstick.
No, it's not an off-brand drumstick. It is a good humor drumstick. It's not off-brand. It's good humor.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that in the doc, you put a poor man's drumstick, perhaps.
Did you not have a childhood? Did you not go to the ice cream truck?
I got drumsticks.
You got
What kind of bougie ass ice cream truck did you have?
The good one, apparently.
not good humor.
Not at all. King cones are a staple of the
I was talking to Jake, and Jake didn't know what it was either. I'm throwing him under the bus.
Wow.
They must have
Well,
bougie
shout out
ass
Jake.
ice cream trucks.
All right, what do you got?
What do you mean?
What's your drunk sober thought?
Well, I got plenty.
Okay.
Do you guys think you can go vegetarian?
No.
How long? Lifetime?
Month.
Week? Month? I think vegetarian, not vegan, right? Vegetarian?
Not vegan.
I think I could do it.
Do you like fish?
No.
Is that
Okay.
vegetarian?
Fish is pescatarian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like you can have eggs, you can have milk.
Yeah.
So
Eggs, milk, cheese, dairy.
Yeah, vegan is straight no animal products.
Yeah, I could definitely not do
I
vegan.
couldn't do vegan. That's
I
a
think
lot.
I could do vegetarian.
I could do vegetarian. I could definitely do pescatarian.
I could not do.
I
Honestly,
like fish.
It's one and the same. I just wouldn't eat fish.
I don't think I could do either. John, he's a pescatarian.
Stop talking about yourself in the third person.
No. The other
very
co-host
rude.
that hasn't been here in like a year.
Oh, yeah. Shout out, John. Also,
You got a bunch. What do you got?
have you guys noticed that Amazon has acquired a new commercial?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like I see on like the Snapchat and stuff,
Mhm.
they have a new commercial where it's like there's a person like who was parachuting and then they're stuck in the tree and they're looking at their phone and they're like, that's a low price.
I haven't seen this commercial. Have you seen this commercial?
No,
Yeah. And then there's like another, he's like on a surfboard. He's like, whoa, that's a low price. They're ripping off the Staples commercial. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's a good those are good commercials. Classic.
Yeah, but I don't
And a
think,
low price.
I don't think Staples originated that's a low price.
Yeah, but like that's all they're saying in the commercial. It's not like they're doing like a full thing and they're like, oh, no, that's a low price. It's like, no, it's just that's a low price. Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know,
I'm just upset about it.
that makes you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Well, you know what makes me uncomfortable?
What?
Unnecessary sex scenes in TV shows and movies.
Why?
Like, I'm not talking about like ones where they display like they're having a sex scene and like maybe like the person gets up and it shows like he's impotent or whatever. You know what I mean? Like maybe it adds to the story. I'm talking about just unnecessary sex scenes where they're just having sex and then they stop and then they have a conversation after. And it's like, now we're talking. And it's like, why did I have to see a sex scene? Like you could have just been laying in bed. Like I understand what's happening here.
Yeah,
It
but
makes me uncomfortable.
John, that's a reflection of real life. Do you think you would be around today if everything had to have a meaningful sex scene? No. Get drunk at the bar, come back home, and then eat a bunch of like food in the kitchen, bang it out, go to sleep.
That was really specific. Jason, how do you feel like about sex scenes on like TV shows and stuff?
I mean, they're fine. Like, it's obviously there for a reason. So
They
Makes
just,
sense.
it just,
But why? But like, you're not going like. Do you hate them like when like you're watching TV with your parents and like a sex scene?
well,
comes
that
on?
too. That always makes it super uncomfortable.
John, it's natural. How do you think you were born? Really think about it.
The stork, right? The bird brought you
It
in
wasn't
the basket.
I have bad news for you, John. It wasn't the stork.
It was another bird.
No, but some eggs were fertilized.
No, I get you. I know. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, do you know? I gotta
think
explain it further.
I think it's just like people like to do it for some reason, and I'm like, I would much rather see like more of the story. Like, I don't want to see this weird sex scene. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand when like superheroes are like having like, and they're showing like, oh, they can be rough with one another. Oh, they're together. You know what I mean? Like, but like it's. I don't know. I was watching Jupiter's Legacy and they had like unnecessary sex scenes in it.
wow, spoiler. Geez, I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
You haven't got the, okay.
Are they tasteful?
No.
Are they like aggressive.
I'll be the judge. Of
I
that.
describe. So there's like three that come to mind. There's one where like two of the superheroes get together, and it's like, okay, we can be forceful with one another. And then there's one where that like a character is shown to be like distracted, so he like leaves midway. And then there's another character, and then there's just one that's just unnecessary. I'm like, what's the third one for? Like the third one is like, we're just filming sex scenes now.
Yeah. What do you think Game of Thrones was?
Game of Thrones was a lot of sex scenes
And a lot of penis.
Yeah,
a lot of incest.
I'm just saying. That's my thought.
I think it's a natural thing.
I'm not saying it's not natural. I'm just saying I don't have to see it all the time.
Yeah, you do. This is America. You see sex everywhere.
Sells, baby.
Oh yeah.
What's this one you got, Justin?
Oh, the top one?
Yeah.
I had a thought one day. Are old, vengeful white men, mostly thinking about like people in politics who are just aggressively negative towards people of lower class.
Yeah.
Are they just all uptight and hostile because they weren't allowed to have a proper teenage emo phase?
Well, I mean, emo phase is a relatively new thing, right? So yeah, but at the same time, if I know what you're trying to say, like they get to vent and
Well, put it this way. They like the people up there, their entire lives, for the most part, were easy sailing. They never had to worry. They could work a part-time job and survive. Like they never had to go through hardship and shit.
I mean, I think they went through hardship, but
Not that much.
You think the people, okay, politicians, most of them are rich. Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah,
with that.
like when you're in the upper crust, you're vengeful towards the poor people because they got to properly go through that like nice emo phase.
Okay.
When they hear the song "Teenagers" by was that My Chemical Romance? Yeah, they don't feel anything. They're just like, okay, what is this noise and nonsense?
I would argue they would never feel anything anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with you. I think probably having like an outgoing phase as a child is beneficial for your adulthood. You know what I mean? Like,
whoa, what? It's not a phase, John.
It's a lifestyle.
This is me.
Oh, yeah, I'll agree with you. Jason, do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything to add.
What was your favorite emo song when you were younger, Jason?
That's a tough one. Classics.
John?
I didn't have an emo phase, so here comes politics. I'm running,
I'll
baby.
go with Black Parade.
Based on your calling of the King Cone as the poor man's drumstick, it's obvious you didn't go through an emo phase.
I'm an elitist now.
Mm-hmm.
Save me a seat in the Senate or the House, whichever one, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think you can get both at this rate.
I have all of them at the same time. I'm like Thanos when he collects the Infinity Stones.
You're president, vice president, and secretary of state.
They're like, this is illegal, but we allowed it because he didn't have an emo phase.
He's too unhurt.
No, but I have like all that emo music on my phone now, so I'm not like going through, but like
you're going through late stage teenage emo.
Like when I'm just cruising down the street, you know what I mean? Like I love to just throw like that kind of music on and just
because it harkens back to a time when you actually felt something.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Well, so did you guys see what happened to Dogecoin? Oh, wait, actually, why don't you tell us what you're doing this weekend, Justin?
Yes. So I am participating in a charity D&D event.
Cool.
So
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
For those people that think drumsticks are better than King Cones. Like
yes,
myself.
yes. And it will be on this Sunday, which is May 16th at 2 p.m. till 5 p.m.
Cool.
We will post a link probably on some of our social media of where you can watch the stream. It's free to watch. It's for charity. If you want to donate, do something like that. Yeah, it's for a good cause.
That's cool. You gonna have
charity?
A lot of
I
fun?
do not know which charity because I joined last minute, but tune in to find out which one. I will be playing a half elf monk named Shalhoub.
I know all those terms and what they mean.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope you win at the Dungeons. You don't win at Dungeons and Dragons, right? You just complete the quest.
Yes.
Tell me more about
You just don't die.
Yeah, I don't die.
Don't die.
I might die. So my character, he's all charisma, all dexterity, no intelligence.
Why'd you put yourself in the game?
There you go.
Is he also a germaphobe?
No.
No? Oh, shocking. Very surprising. Very surprising.
No, wrong monk. No, but I've decided to go with the backstory because he's a half elf half human,
Okay.
half wood elf. So my whole story is that he was just disbanded or disavowed by both his elven heritage and his human heritage. So he had nothing going for him. So he was taken in by this monastery.
Okay.
Became a monk. However, he got kicked out of the monastery because of a drinking problem, which is where he gets his fighting style of the Way of the Drunken Fist.
So you fuse yourself with Jason's character in real life?
Also, it's a pirate.
Wow. I'm interested where you got the inspiration for a pirate.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, cool.
Or the Caribbean.
Oh, so
how do you say it?
Jack Sparrow?
No, just Johnny Depp's regular life.
Oh, okay. Oh, so your character has a ton of bracelets for no reason.
Yeah.
That's going to weigh you down. You're not going to be able to complete your quest.
No, it makes my punches harder because there's so much weight.
No, you're falling behind on all the characters and like you have to take off bracelets and you're like, absolutely not.
Never. I'm going to do a stealth roll. But yeah, tune in May 16th, 2:00 in the afternoon, and we'll send the link to you guys.
Cool. So, did you guys see what happened with Dogecoin this past weekend? It's the rage. You know,
that's the meme coin.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a meme.
A
So, Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live. He's, I guess, the Doge father. He's big into this Dogecoin, right? He did announce he's going to be sending a rocket to the moon exclusively on Dogecoin, but a lot of people before his appearance, Dogecoin was going up in value. If you bought in early, you probably could have made a lot of money if you sold at the right time.
Yeah.
And then after his appearance, it lost a lot of money. Apparently because he had a skit joke where he was like, "Yeah, it's based on nothing. It's dumb."
Not surprised because it is.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting with cryptocurrency and not everyone really understanding what's happening.
Well, it's important to listen to somebody like Elon Musk because he's somebody who knows how to make a fortune. Like he did the smart thing when it comes to his money.
Made other people do stuff for him?
No, he was born into a South African emerald mine owner.
Is he really?
Yeah, that's where his family got his wealth.
That's where he got his wealth?
And then like he did eventually make PayPal and sell that, but he was born into emerald money.
Cool.
So listen to what he has to say about money.
Yeah, be born into stuff.
If I just had a shit ton of money, I would just fall into more money. Like it doesn't seem that hard once you get to a certain point.
There's a lot of successful people that are just born into money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Dogecoin. Bitcoin seems a little more solidified as an actual alternative currency.
Mhm.
Dogecoin was literally made as a joke. So I'm curious to see where it goes.
It will be interesting, like, you know what I mean? Because it's hovering right around, I think, 3, 4, 5 cents right now.
I thought it shot up to 70.
It shot to
40 cents as of today.
Oh, 40 cents. Sorry.
Yeah,
40,
it's in the 40s somewhere.
40s. I keep saying 4 because of the 4, but it's going to be, it was close to $1 at one point.
Oh, $1 because there's
up
$1.
to like 77 cents. 70 some odd cents.
Yeah. And everyone was like, oh, we're going to get it to $1 by tonight. And then it just instantly dropped.
Did you guys invest?
I did.
How much? May we ask how much?
Yeah, no
how many
problem.
shares you bought at what price?
I threw $500 in, and that's when it's just before it started going up.
How many coins did you get, or like what was the price per coin?
I forget what the share was at. I think it was like 40 cents.
So with it dropping back down, are you still in the plus?
I think I still am in the plus. I still technically bought it at the rate that it. I mean, we don't have to brag about.
No, we have. I'm just curious how this went.
Oh no! Right now, as of right now, I'm down $7.
Oh well,
that's still not bad,
dude. With that type of thing, you might be buying King Cones right now.
I can't afford the drumsticks anymore. I mean, like, but with the announcement that he's going to be sending a rocket to the moon, could you imagine being so rich you could just make a meme? Because like the whole thing is,
do I have to mention that he was an emerald mine heir?
Oh yeah, true. But I mean, like the whole saying is like to the moon, right? Like we're going to make this skyrocket and then everyone's going to be rich.
Well, skyrocket's in flight.
Afternoon delight. I beat Jason to it. He was about to say it.
I'm just glad you were able to finish the lyric.
You're welcome. But like it is interesting. He's just kind of. Do you think it will shoot up in value after when that happens? Or
I just want him to stop. To focus on getting the Teslas down to about 23 grand, so I can get one.
Okay.
Like I'm sick of this shit. I want an electric car.
That's fair. Well, you want to know who else wasted money?
Who?
Japan. They had $230,000 of COVID relief money.
Mhm.
They just spent on a giant squid statue.
Why? Like
No
a
good reason.
like kaiju size or
No, it's like if this camper, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
it's the
Point
size
to the things that nobody here can
in
see.
the audio podcast. Picture a camper. It's the size of like this size, and it's just a squid statue.
I'd say no more. I think it's money well spent. You have to protect the arts.
I don't know how much that went to, like, artists or construction workers or whatnot, but I don't think
It's 43 feet.
43 feet.
Damn.
It's about 43 feet, right?
I don't know. Map it out. But like, cool.
I don't know why they would do that, but like that seems stupid.
Where is it in Japan?
I don't even know where it is.
It's part of the plan to get tourists back to the city.
With a giant squid.
Hey, who the fuck doesn't want to go see a giant squid statue?
I'll be honest, I kind of want to go see it.
Exactly.
I'm not going to look up a picture. I'm just going to go to it.
Well, it's fucking dope looking. I'm staring at it right now.
What is it, like gold or
No, it's very
is it purple?
I would say
Squiddish.
I don't know the words I want to use.
Orange.
Very true.
Use a squid word.
Very true to what a squid looks like.
Oh, it's
like
very realistic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Realistic. Thank you. That was a hard word for me to get.
It doesn't. It's just a squid, though, right? Like it's not like swallowing a boat or anything.
No, it's just
What are the tentacles
squid.
doing? Because I know that
Flailing
how
about.
they have that stuff over there. Which,
yeah, they're just flailing about this one.
See, it'd be cool if it was like capturing a boat.
It's in the port of
or if it was
Noto.
like unnecessary sex scene with the tentacles. John knows.
I would never go and see it then. I don't like it. Justin, you owe me and Jason $5.
How do I owe you $5?
So the space rocket that we talked about last week,
Yeah.
it re-entered the atmosphere. Most of it burned up, but the remaining pieces did land in the Indian Ocean by the Maldives.
How do I owe you both money?
Because you said $5 that it would land on land. Jason said $5 that it would burn up in the atmosphere, which technically it did. And I said $5 that it would land in the ocean, which it did.
But if part of it landed in the ocean, then I only know one of you. But if majority, so this goes with the ship of Icarus or whatever.
No, you're just unnecessarily attaching this. But
So if majority of it burned up in the atmosphere or burned up as it came down, then technically I owe Binder or Jason the money.
Because it's majority.
It's majority rules.
But I didn't say majority of it would land in the ocean. I said that it would land in the water, which it did because it's pieces that hit the water or hit the earth, hit the water. So technically, I'm still right.
Well, technically, you both are right.
Yeah.
So in a
that's why I said both of us are $5.
But you also did not say that part of it would burn up in the atmosphere. So you are technically wrong in the whole grand scheme of the
but
bet.
Jason also didn't say that part of it.
Exactly. So I don't owe either of you anything.
I think Jason, right? He owes us both $5.
I don't agree with that.
Jason doesn't even. Jason will cut off his face.
Dude,
to
Jason has never seen a king cone in his life. This man is balling.
All the drumstick money. So did you see the pipeline that got hacked?
No, but apparently this pipeline got hacked.
Yeah, so there's a pipeline that runs down the east coast of the United States, and it supplies most of the oil, or not most of the oil, but it supplies oil to a lot of people. And this hacker group known as, hold on, I got the name right here.
Oil hacker.
Ransomware. They hacked into like the oil companies like servers, and they had to voluntarily shut off the pipeline because they weren't sure how much information this hacker group got.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they want money. And I was at first when I heard this story, I was like, oh, they're eco-terrorists. Like they're trying to shut down oil. No, they just want money.
They're going to get on the news. It's like, we have proof that oil causes global warming.
And everyone's like,
yeah, no shit.
That's crazy though, right? Like so Biden has to like improve the cybersecurity of this country because you're talking about a resource. Like imagine if it was water.
Wait, who owns the pipeline?
Oh, I didn't even look into, it's a private corporation.
Oh, then they got to do their own shit.
Yeah, but
welcome to America.
But I mean, you're also talking
Colonial Pipeline.
Thank you. But you're also talking about like it's a resource that supplies energy for the country. You know what I mean?
Shouldn't be.
We could debate that.
Let's renew some shit.
Yeah, because when I first heard this, I was like, "Oh, cool! They're going to demand that more money goes into green energy or what have you." But no, they were just like, "Just give us money, and then we'll donate some of it to charity." And then the charities were
good
like,
on them.
Well, charities were like, "No, we don't want this money." Would you take the money if you were a charity?
Well, like, what am I charitizing?
Like, let's just say hypothetically, $1 million landed in your bank account, and
if you don't know where it's from, then you're like, all right.
You're like, this is mad sketchy, but I'm just going to take this anyway.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, sick kids if you're a sick kid charity or a lot of other charities, whatever they do.
I mean, if you're doing a good cause and well, I mean, there's a morality thing here. It's like if it came from like murdering thousands of people, it's like, yeah, maybe this isn't a good.
I mean, you could make the argument. Let's just say hypothetically that this oil pipeline shutdown allowed let's say hypothetically the energy shutdown caused hospitals to lose power and, a lot of people lose their lives. And then they paid to get it back online and a bunch of people died. It's not good money to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time,
but what if it's going to help more people?
And then also it's a really tough if I was running the charity, I don't know if I would ask too many questions.
Yeah, I wanted you take the money that comes in and then if you're a good charity, I mean, you will if you're a good charity because good people they have empathy.
Yeah, good. I would just look at it and be like, listen, they did the thing. I'm not responsible for this thing, but with this money, I can help more people. So I might as well.
Yeah. It's,
you can't just return it to them and have the bad guys have the money.
And
they're going to build a giant satellite death ray or something.
But I mean, there would be a lot of, I'm sure the American public would hate that. Imagine hypothetically here, imagine if a world war broke out, so we took a bunch of Nazi scientists, gave them exemption on their war crimes on a whole group of people, and we're just like, hey, make us weapons to fight Russians. That wouldn't be cool, right? Right?
No, they didn't build weapon. Oh yeah, they did.
Yep.
Never mind.
How do you think we got to the moon?
Yeah.
Nazis.
No, I know NASA. No, yeah, yeah, I guess so. Jason, would you give the money back if you were a charity?
No.
Okay, that was a very unsure no.
The ends justify the means. USA.
We're gonna stay friends forever, though, right, Jason?
I plead the fifth.
I was really unnecessary.
I'm on his side.
Okay, well, now I feel that now I know how James Franco feels. Actually, I don't know how James Franco feels.
You better not feel how James Franco feels.
Yeah, so Seth Rogen and James Franco will no longer be working together. This goes back to because James Franco has a ton of sexual assaults, a lot of allegations against him about his personal character, and Seth Rogen is basically like, I can't associate with this person anymore. But it did say I'm not going to work with them. I don't know how that friendship works out. Are they still friends?
They probably are secretly. Well, it depends how good of friends they were to start out with.
They seem very close.
I'm curious because I'm sure a lot of actors who come up with each other, they're friends at first and then they become more business partners. I'm curious how much that friendship kind of keeps intact.
Do you think this is a good deal because it a friendship, they're tight, I know you're curious about it, but let's just assume they're best friends, right? They're super tight, they have paintings of each other in each other's houses, that movie This Is the End or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think this is good on Seth Rogen for taking toxic people out of his life and now no longer working with them, or too little too late? He may have known what was going on, and now that it's in the public, he's cutting ties to save face.
Well, we never know what the real answer is going to be.
Okay.
But
so kudos to him.
I mean, either way, even if he's doing it too late in a public manner, it still shows that we're not going to deal with this shit.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're going to have credible allegations about that, then you should not be getting more work.
I apparently don't need any allegations against me for Jason just to cut ties. He was just ready. He was like, I'll just.
Yeah, it's only Jason.
Then you too, Justin.
You're welcome.
This podcast is falling apart like the Joe Budden podcast and another one.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Do you know who Joe Budden is?
No. I think you were talking about Joe Biden
I didn't
badly.
even prepare this for the the podcast, but basically his podcast is kind of falling apart. There's a whole lot of rumors and stuff, but
I don't even know who you're talking about.
He's a former rapper and now he does podcasting.
Why does everyone do everyone get off of podcasting?
Yeah, well, we are. They're slowly dying, and we're gonna rise. We're gonna take their place. We're gonna take the Joe Budden podcast place, even though they talk about exclusively rap.
Aren't we all slowly dying in this endless void that we call life?
Not fast enough.
Oh,
That got very bleak very quickly. Well, I'm gonna raise your spirits right now.
you can't. I'm already thinking about the Young and the Hopeless album.
Wait, hold
by
on. Do you
Good
want to
Charlie.
make a bet that I won't raise your spirits right now?
Guarantee.
You guaranteed you won't
Guarantee.
be excited after this.
Mhm.
Well, you're going to be a really shitty person if you're not excited about this, because Amy Bockerstette, she is the first person with Down syndrome to complete in a national collegiate athletic championship. She completed in a golf tournament. So
Compete. Say it with me, John.
Yeah, but I said completed.
I was
No, you said
So-
complete.
I was really excited to hear this news,
Yeah,
but then I heard you talking about it in badly. So that's what ruined it for me.
Hold on, Jason.
I'm all for this woman college.
Yeah,
woman.
She goes to Paradise Valley Community College.
Good on her.
Yeah, she was super excited.
What'd she shoot?
Oh, I didn't get the score. She did not win.
Right, but still,
She competed.
I never won anything I did in collegiate sports.
Me neither. I didn't compete in collegiate sports.
Yeah.
But that's really cool, right? Like I mean, this goes back to a lot of the conversations where I talk. Like, I got very emotional. I didn't get very emotional. I almost got emotional listening to this story early in the morning because like this is the kind of stuff that I love about sports. Is like these really good stories where people feel included and
Unless you're transgender in a high school nowadays.
well, that goes back to our conversations about transgender athletes.
Let them play.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much, especially like listening to this. Like, I think a lot of people just want to participate and feel included, and like it's awesome that sports can do that. You know what I mean? And so that's really cool.
They should sports should be like free, like for kids, like everywhere.
Oh, so you're saying like it's not based on the parents like wealth, like that?
Yeah, like you should be able to like if you want to do a sport, there should be like more program. I would be cool with like the government subsidizing like programs for kids to play sports. The amount of shit that I did and learned just like and being active.
You know what? I'm not against you on that. That's a really good hot take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that. That's fair.
Hot take. Government subsidized sports.
I don't know how they would do it, but yeah, I'm with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Like there could be problems, like the issues could arise where like people can't get rides to places. Like I'm cool with that being encompassed in the situations. Like, yeah, like have a bus system going for like after school programs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Fund more into that.
I'll stop buying drumsticks and start buying king cones if that's the case.
Sure you will.
Okay. Well, so DK Metcalf, I guess he's going for the Olympics. Jason, do you want to talk about this? Because I know this is your story you want to talk about.
I mean, he just ran in the Golden Games this past weekend.
What was it? Was it 9th place out of 10? Or was it?
It was 9th place out of the heat and 15th out of 17th overall.
Okay. So, I mean, still better than that's still he beat 2 racers that have been training their whole time for this. Right?
Yeah. And for the audience at home, DK Metcalf is a wide receiver for the Saints.
Seattle Seahawks.
Supersonics.
Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle.
You named so many different sports teams. Yeah, he's a wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks. What's he? He's 6'5", 2 something.
30. It's like,
6'3", 230, I think. They said.
6'3". I do not know wide receivers' heights because I thought AJ Brown was 6'5" the other day too, and he's 5'9" or 5'10".
Oh, sorry, 6'4". 6'4", 230.
he's 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4".
Yeah, it was wild watching the video because you see like your typical runners, like sprinters are always a little more built, but they all look like distance runners in this heat.
Yeah,
from this massive human being.
They kind of look like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't have very much muscle on them.
Compared to them. I mean, these dudes are all ripped out of their mind because they're pro runners.
Well, they got huge legs.
Well, they have huge upper body. Sprinters are just big everywhere.
Okay.
You just need muscle to pump your arms too.
Oh, okay.
And like,
True.
But this guy has what, like 30 pounds on every single one there?
Nah, at least 50 to 60, I would say.
No, probably 30 on the other next biggest guy there.
Yeah.
You think so?
At least, well, the next biggest guy. There were some skinnier dudes, but like he has at least 30 pounds on the next biggest guy.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, I was going to say
which that killed him at the end. because he had a great start. He was with the pack.
He was just weighed down.
Yeah. If he didn't have football, he could lose 30 pounds and compete.
Yeah.
I could see him going sub 10 if he dropped 30.
I don't think so.
He's not even like the fastest wide receiver in the league, though. That's the crazy part.
Get Tyreek Hill out there.
Tyreek Hill would be crazy. I mean, Marquise Goodwin competes in the
He'd be good at
Olympics.
Do you think he'd win?
Yeah, but Marquise Goodwin does not sprint. He long jumps.
He does long jump, right? He doesn't. But didn't he try to do sprinting at one point? I may be misremembering now.
He's a long jumper.
Okay.
You know, it'd be a fun game show, which we could probably get Usain Bolt in on this. You do a track meet of other professional athletes.
That would be cool.
That'd be fun to watch.
Like you could either do it as intertwine different sports or do like one episode of just like baseball.
That's fair.
And then do football, soccer.
I think there's also something to be said. I mean, DK Metcalf being a popular football athlete probably drums up interest for track. So
probably not.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean,
it's very upsetting if it does, though.
It's upsetting if it does.
Yeah, because it shouldn't need to.
Yeah, track is exciting in itself. It's not as flashy, but it's also like you're watching a human.
You're watching a man run a 9-second 100 meter. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, but I think we have greater appreciation. I mean, you guys were college athletes and I was a high school athlete. You know what I mean? Like we have a greater appreciation just doing the sport. So we understand what goes into it. But I play Frisbee a lot. Like, I know it's a really dorky thing to say, but like watching it on TV, sometimes I'm like, oh, I understand. And I appreciated it a little bit more than the average person. You know what I mean? So I wonder if that also goes into it. Is like, it's a little bit of a biased opinion.
True. I'm the same way when I watch bowling because I was a bowling champ back in the day.
Oh God, you're talking about like when you're 10.
Yeah. Were you a bowling champ at 10?
I don't want to talk about the dark memories right now. My King Cone days instead of my drumstick days.
God, you're just rubbing it in our faces that we were poor.
So just for fun measurements, DK ran a 10:36. 10.36 seconds.
Yep.
Very, very quick. Honestly, did not expect him to run that. He impressed me. The guy that won it ran a 9.96.
Ooh, so it's
no, John, that's not very
I know
close.
it's very far away, but like I think it's a lot closer than people. Or it's a lot farther than people realize, but it sounds so much closer. Like, and especially when you're talking about the guy who probably won it, he probably weighed nothing compared to DK
and trained his whole life for this.
Exactly. So
who's the guy that won it?
Craven Gillespie.
Oh, okay.
You know who that is?
It sounds familiar. I remember it from the meet.
Well, if we want
to see, everyone else I've looked up has their like height and weight, but he does not.
The one dude.
Yeah, of course, the one dude that won it doesn't have his height and weight.
Well, there's not just athletes that are doing crossover. There's also rappers because J. Cole is going to be competing in the African basketball league for the Rwandan team, which is pretty cool.
For the Rwandan Patriots.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Will he be the
Rwandan Tom Brady?
I think he's going to be the Rwandan Steph Curry. Maybe Klay Thompson. No, he's pretty good.
Those two didn't play on the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're trying to say now. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going with patriotism, New England Patriots, and I'm going with an actual basketball player. That's an apt comparison.
I think the word Patriots is an apt comparison, Jonathan.
That's fair. Jason, what do you think about that? J. Cole competing in a basketball league?
That'll be interesting and fun to watch.
He was one of like the rappers that I remember like people were talking about like he should play in a league or something because he's really, really good. Like he's a really good shooter and he plays all the time. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun to watch. I'm sure a lot of people will watch like on the TVs.
But is he better than what Nelly was back in the day during NBA Street?
No, never. Doesn't even come close.
Nelly was filthy.
In the NBA Street?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was dirty.
Let's take a beer break and talk about the beer that we're bringing today. It is Ninja versus Unicorn Double India Pale Ale. What do you guys think of it so far?
I don't taste any Ninja nor Unicorn.
What do you know what a Ninja and a Unicorn tastes like?
I plead the fifth.
All right. Jason, what do you think of it so far? How many beer breaks would you give it?
How many unicorn horns out of katana? Oh, I know.
So a couple is 3, right?
Wait, what do ninja swords use?
No,
is a couple 2? No. A few is 3, a couple is 2, right?
All right, I give it some.
So some is 4?
I don't fucking care.
Okay, I'm glad I cleared that up because I get confused with that too. I just wanted to double check.
I'd like to point out that I called it a katana. It's not a katana. A ninja sword is called a ninjato.
Yeah, but he's using two hands, right?
No, he has
dual
two
swords.
Oh, so that's ninjato?
Yes.
Ninjato?
A katana is, I believe, the Japanese blade used by the samurai.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I like how the unicorn is using his mouth to block one sword and then his horn to block the other one. Right?
It's similar to how, like, when you 69, because you're using your lower horn and also your mouth.
Okay, well, check out Pipeworks Brewing Company. They're the one who brought us this fine double India Pale Ale. It's pretty good. I'll give it a 5. I mean, I don't know if I would buy it again. It's got cool artwork, though. That's why I bought it, because it's got the flashy artwork.
I'll give it a 7.2.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
8%, so pretty good. All right, let's get into it. So the Black Lives Matter apparel has been banned from the Olympics this year in Japan. How do you guys feel about that?
It's not just that. It's all political stuff.
Yeah, but I think Black Lives Matter specifically was one of the ones named, right? Correct?
I think
when I read
the article is from America, that's why it's the first one and the only one they talk about.
So it's trying to say like political things can't be, but it also said that those things are not excluded from being. You can still wear that apparel while you're on like doing a conference or something like that. But when you're going up to collect your medal or do anything for your country, you can't be wearing anything for political reasons, right? So how do you guys feel about that? Yes, no, maybe
I think you should be allowed, like, people who say athletes should just keep dribbling a ball or keep doing this.
Okay, I can understand that.
They're on a national stage, or in this case, an international stage. They should be allowed to say whatever they want. They're the ones who are that advanced in their field. They have a platform. They should, if they choose to, they can use it.
Okay, let's. I'm going to play devil's advocate, so I'm going to push back against you, and don't take this as any personal reflection or anything like that. But there is something to be said about like just going up and getting your award and celebrating not only your accomplishments, but also the country that's allowed you to be there, right? Kind of. So like, let's say hypothetically you get a gold medal for sprinting or whatever Olympics is up this time. I don't know if it's skiing, winter, whatever it is.
It's summer.
Is it summer? Okay. So whatever the summer one is, there's something to be said about just like celebrating that moment, right? And maybe not making a political statement in that time. And there's also something to be said about, especially, let's just do Black Lives Matter, because that's something I think we all support here. And let's just say hypothetically, an American athlete is wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt and they go up, and there's a ton of third world countries that are watching this or competing in these events as well. And they're seeing America complain about problems in America. Maybe it hits a little too close to home for them. Maybe because they're like, why is America complaining? They have so many stuff good. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes. So say like a country like India, which could use a lot more vaccines, is seeing America's problems and being like, why should we care about that? Maybe because America is such a stronghold of the world.
Oh, and sorry.
It's such like it's one of the most influential, if not the most influential country in the world. The athletes there, if they show they care about a cause, having support from around the world is important.
Okay.
All the news, all of the media, and most of the stuff coming out in the world today is American related. Okay. It is such a central point. So seeing what's going on in America, seeing the discourse, seeing all the inequality and all that on an international stage gains support not only from in the country, but also around.
Okay, so you gain more people. Okay, that's pretty fair. But can't you make that stance without having to wear the apparel as well? Like you could be wearing the apparel. Like one of the most iconic scenes in Olympic history is when the Black Power fist is raised.
So what if they just stood up there and didn't raise the Black Power fist, which was a symbol?
No. I'm not saying not to do that. I'm saying like they didn't have to wear a Black Lives Matter
because the Black Lives Matter symbol is the Black Lives Matter apparel is the symbol.
Okay. If
they just did the Black Power fist, it wouldn't be as talked about. It might still be, but that's that was their equivalent of the apparel.
Okay.
Like it's a controversial thing. They got in trouble for that.
Did they really?
Yeah, right, Jason?
I believe so, yeah. Or
Yeah.
like they got reprimanded or some shit like that.
Okay.
Like they went against what the rules were to show what they believed in.
Do you also think like if you're taking a stand for your issues and you don't really care what someone from another country may think of you, like, you know what I mean? Like you're standing up for the problems in your country, you might as well make a stand on the most powerful stage.
Yes.
Okay.
And also think of it like this. You are representing your country. What is more impactful than representing your country while also pointing out something that you believe in about your country?
And trying to better your country for it?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I just wanted to play, you know what I mean, devil's advocate and try and toss it out there. Here's something else I thought about. Like, do you also think it's something where, you know what I mean? Like how, you know how like celebrities have very real problems they have to deal with, but their problems in comparison to maybe a person who lost their job or doesn't know how they're going to feed their family or something like that is minuscule. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, I go through this a lot when I have a problem. So I know my life is pretty good. Easy, pretty good. Like I'm very grateful for everyone, friends, family, loved ones. And I recognize like I'll have like some like anxiety moments and just anxiety throughout time. And I always like it almost like double downs on myself. This is why I could see a lot of celebrities having a lot of anxiety problems because they're also very wealthy and very famous and all that. They could also internalize their problems and be like, this doesn't really matter. Even if like they were born famous and all that shit. So, but just because it's not a problem for someone else doesn't mean it's not a problem for you. So for celebrities, like, yes, they are way better off. And yes, they have the financial resource. Doesn't mean their problem doesn't matter to them. Yeah,
but the reason I brought this comparison up is because you're right. Like those problems are very serious. But like, I mean, like you wouldn't like maybe somebody wouldn't appreciate their celebrity just I don't know, what would the comparison be to the Olympics? Like maybe going to like an award ceremony or at an event. Maybe the more appreciative is like, we know this is a problem and you're talking on a podcast platform and you're talking about your problems and everyone's more appreciative of it and able to listen to it. You know what I mean? But like when you go do something like this and it's like, we're just trying to take a break from it real quick. Do you think that matters?
No, if it's something you truly believe about or believe in,
get as many people.
Get in people's faces. Get out there.
Okay, I don't disagree with you. Yeah. I'm just throwing it out.
Go for it. If you have the platform and you truly believe something, go for it.
Okay, yeah, I agree. But I mean, I guess we can't really control anything with it because it's Japan setting the rules. So there's not.
It's not Japan. It's the IOC.
Okay,
not to be confused with the AOC.
She's a different person. But yeah, I mean, there's not much we can really do about it. But yeah, it was a good discussion. I like that. Yeah.
Let people speak their minds. Whatever they believe in, they'll talk about.
Yeah, and the more we talk and communicate, the more we kind of understand one another. So that's cool. I don't know. I'm excited to watch the Olympics. So it'll be cool to see. As much as the Olympics kind of fucks up whoever it is, because it's like the amount of money getting put into infrastructure and stuff that just gets like mostly left. Japan can handle it though, which I get annoyed with because like. It's because remember when it was in, we don't remember, but it was in LA at one point. Yeah. Like they could afford to do that. Yeah. Rio de Janeiro got fucked. Yeah. Like
I feel like it's more with the World Cup than it is with the Olympics.
It's a bit of both. Just the amount of money pumped in.
I know the World Cup is absolutely ridiculous.
Jason's absolutely right because I think the World Cup is also incredibly corrupt with its
FIFA?
Yeah. No. With its selection process, right? Like, so they pay a lot of money to try and get this and they think it's going to bolster their country and it just doesn't. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's one of those situations where I wish, because remember how it originated in Greece? Like if there was like a central location, like where
we all went there every single time.
Yeah, that would be sick. Like every 4 years, you go to this one place.
I would also say like it is a world event. Like, I understand the appeal of having it moved around so more people can appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be cool.
It's true, but also like it's hard because like you can't like just take over an island or something. I mean, if there are private islands, you can get like a conglomerate of all the countries to
and then have like a fight to the death on that island. Oh wait, that's something else.
Yeah, it's UFC. But no, I would like Olympic Island. That would be awesome.
Well, I mean, like having it in Japan gives you 2 reasons to go to Japan: that giant squid and the Olympics.
So you want to know the cost of the Olympics this year?
Oh God,
I don't even want to know it, to be honest.
Mario's not in it, right?
What?
Mario's not in it.
What about Sonic?
It's 12.6 billion with the
Jesus God.
But they're projected a net profit of 55 million.
I mean,
55 million in profits.
In profit, yes.
I thought for some reason I was
spending 12 billion, making 55 million.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, that is a lot of money wasted.
Yeah, and you know damn well they're not going to hit that. They're probably going to break even, if that.
Yeah, and then like,
oh well, I mean, it says profit loss on the sheet. I don't know how they can figure out a profit and loss for something that hasn't happened yet. But I mean, for the most part, a lot of these are in the positive for like the past Olympics they've had.
Okay,
like throughout the years.
Even Rio.
Rio was pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you guys have any
What
other?
year was Rio?
2016.
That feels like so long.
Because the World Cup and the Olympics were the same year.
Were they really?
Yeah.
So
That's gotta be rare.
final operating budget for Rio was 13.1 billion. Taxpayers paid 11.6 billion with a $2 billion loss.
Yep, saw that.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. All right. Well, do you guys have any other?
Spent another 15 billion on the World Cup.
So they didn't even just repurpose a stadium.
$15 billion.
Oh, and that was probably mostly loss.
Probably. Russia was 11.6 billion in the World Cup, and Qatar, the site of the 2022 World Cup, $220 billion.
What? One more time, please. You said 200?
Yes.
And 20 billion.
Correct. Yes.
There are starving people in the world.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
At least we don't have that kind of problem in America.
King Kong versus.
Fuck you.
That's the.
I mean the FIFA coming over and fucking us over.
Yeah, no. I got you. Do you guys have any other final stories you want to talk about this week?
I don't know, John. How's your immense wealth doing with your drumsticks?
I got to switch to King Kong now.
Wow. He's trying to join us poors, Jason.
I know, right? These bougie ass ice cream trucks.
Well, thanks, everyone. Thanks for drinking with us. Find us at Hot Takes and Beer Breaks on social media and wherever you get your podcasts. Cheers.
Adios.
Bye.